Hi team, really excited to present to you the 2.30.0 release. So many great and impactful additions and improvements added into this release. Let's start by digging into the content additions. First on the list is our Neonatal and Infant Neurosonography Advanced Clinical Module. It teaches the fundamental elements of how to perform neonatal and infant neurosonography. It takes an in-depth look at the neuroanatomy of both preterm and term neonates and infants. We teach the clinical indications for performing this examination. Sonographic anatomy and imaging techniques are introduced as per AIOM practice parameters, starting with the coronal plane imaging anterior to posterior, and then the sagittal plane starting midline, then examining the right side followed by the left. Answer keys and course outlines will be available on SonoSim Performance Tracker. Key concept and bedside reference guides will be available through the mobile app. They can be found in the pediatric category. We have 10 real patient scanning cases found in the pediatric category. These are the same patient cases seen in SonoSim LiveScan, neonatal and infant neurosonography, but with the benefit of all the training features of the SonoSim ultrasound training solution. Learning objectives for coronal and sagittal imaging are split between 2 points, both imaged through the anterior fontanelle window. So the first point is coronal plane imaging through the anterior fontanelle. We see an illustration here of neuroanatomy in the bottom right corner. There's a corresponding probe guide named accordingly for each of these planes. The findings video will also focus just on the coronal plane. The same is seen for the second point, which focuses on sagittal plane imaging through the anterior fontanelle. We are scanning the top of the head, so it's important to note imaging conventions here. The coronal plane should have the probe indicator pointing towards the patient's anatomic right. So on the ultrasound image, this places the patient's anatomic right side on the left of the ultrasound image. In the sagittal plane, the probe indicator is pointing anteriorly. So on the ultrasound image, this places the anterior aspect of the brain on the left of the ultrasound image. Next up is Case Builder Library. The team is dedicated to continuously increasing the volume of pathologies accessible through Case Builder, and this release we've added 25 new pathologies into SonoSim Case Builder Library. These are only available in SonoSim Case Builder Library, and they're not included in any of the SonoSim LiveScan packages. New pathologies in this release include hydropneumothorax, which features both linear and curvilinear scanning in the left chest window, bladder renal calculus, grade 2 hydronephrosis, subcutaneous emphysema, which also features both linear and curvilinear scanning in the left chest window, hypovolemia, and hydronephrosis with hydroureter. The last content addition for this release is our first launch of DMS Protocol Assignments. There has been a big need for comprehensive DMS training material that consistently align with AIOM practice parameters and KHEP standards and guidelines. Our users have asked to have a format where all cases can be utilized to work through their protocols. The DMS Protocol Assignments offer this standardization. All cases have the same features, the task and the assignments for each case is the same, and all cases are part of the assignment. DMS protocol assignments do not correspond to any particular module. They align to AIOM practice parameters and DMS curriculum, and you can scan every case within the protocol. We've started with GYN DMS protocol assignments, as our GYN content was already the most comprehensive content in our library. So a lot of these cases are already utilized in our advanced clinical GYN module cases, but the protocol assignments all follow AIOM practice parameter in a standardized fashion. Those are our content additions for the 2.33.0 release. We'll continue with new features and product development.
This is going to be a walkthrough of everything that's new with the software for 2.33.0. The first thing is we've simplified the installation process. It's faster and more reliable now. You also don't need to have 30 gigs available at install because users are able to download directly from the case list, as you can see right here. We've redesigned the case list so that users can download directly from it. To start off, users will be on an introduction case. If they have just SonoSimulator cases, it'll be the SonoSim Ultrasound Training Solution case, which is a re-implementation of the sphere from the scope box. And for our users that have LiveScan, they'll get a LiveScan case, which is just a healthy patient LiveScan case. So that is the only data that will be installed up front. Everything else you have to download directly from the case list using this download button. So if I want to go in and download basic adrenal glands, I would have to click this button. It'll ask me if I want to download, and yes, I do. And then I'll do the download. When the download completes, the module that was downloaded will highlight on the case list. It will no longer be grayed out, and then I can access the cases like normal. You cannot download cases from the case level. You can only download cases from the module level or from the category level. If I click download on the category level, everything in the category below it will start downloading. The downloads will queue, so basic biliary tree will download first, followed by GI tract, liver, and so forth. I can cancel at any time by clicking the remove button, and it'll remove that download from the queue. As downloads are happening in the background, I can go in and scan cases that have already been completed. However, one thing to note is that cases won't be available until the entire module downloads. You can see basic pancreas is just about to finish, and now I can go in. You can still view the case histories on cases that have not downloaded yet, but you cannot access them again until the entire module is downloaded. To remove downloaded content, you just click the remove button. Note that this will not be available for editions, premium license, and LiveScan Case Builder. You cannot remove the module that you are currently scanning. In addition to the changes to the case list, we've added an in-product tutorial that will walk users through helpful features of the Sono simulator: the change position button, the layers button, the probe guide, the findings button, freeze, save, and review. The tutorial will also show the user where the user guide is for further information, and direct them to the case list to start downloading cases. Once they click this, it opens the case list automatically. That tutorial will pop up at the start whenever a new user logs in with their login credentials. It's also available at all times from the help menu. Finally, we've made two changes to Case Builder. First, we've given offline access to the cases in the Sono simulator. If users build their cases online in Case Builder and then download the cases, obviously with an internet connection, they can come back later and still access those cases even if they don't have an active internet connection. The other Case Builder change is now custom case names appear in the simulator.
And that is our 2.33.0 release. Happy scanning!